Letting go can be hard because it feels like you're going to fall. But trusting God is believing that even if you fall, He is going to catch you. I just want to talk about letting go and learning to surrender to God. How it's not easy at all, but it causes you to live life with a lot of peace and contentment and trusting in the Lord's timing. Because a lot changed in my life when I finally stopped striving. We want to figure out what exactly the next 5 years is going to look like. We want to know all the whens, all the details, and just wanting to be in the full control of our own lives. But surrendering to God means giving up that control, even when the uncertainty is scary. It might seem like a form of strength to want to control every element of your life, and then surrendering to God may look like a weakness, but it's actually the opposite. Because as much as I love and I am an advocate for planning, having future goals, knowing where you're headed generally in life, having a vision, those are extremely important. But one thing I've learned in this journey of mine, with all the plannings I've done, with all the goals I've had, and I've learned is that you have to find the balance in between everything. Because when we try so hard to control all the details, we can very easily fall into being discontent in life because you're not where you thought you should be by September, and then suddenly you feel overwhelmed. You feel like you're a failure in life, you're comparing yourself to other people, you are disappointed in yourself, and it's just this cycle of constantly trying to meet up when things aren't going exactly as you planned it. But you don't realize that God may have a different plan for you for that season. When I truly began to learn this and grasp this and began to learn how to slow down and actually saying, God, what do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do in this season? This season doesn't look like what I thought it would look like by now, but I still trust you and I still know that your plans for me are always good. And productivity, success in God's eyes per season of your life can be very different at times to what you would define as productivity and success. To you, success would be having $1 million in your bank account, whilst to God, success for you in that season is becoming more spiritually grounded. Success in this season may actually look like you just honing in and strengthening certain skills, even if you don't make the most money in that particular month. So surrendering is actually just being sensitive to God in your life's calendar, should I say, rather than comparing it to another person's calendar, to another person's chapter in their story. They're in chapter 20, you're in chapter 5. You're not the same. God's plans for them are very different from His plans for you. So this really is helpful. So this really changed everything for me because I realized there's no need to stress. Because if you're stressing, you're striving, you're trying to hustle, but in the wrong, it could be the right thing, but in the wrong time, it just leads to burnout because then you're not even seeing the results you think that you should see by now. But that's because it's not the time yet. That's because you're trying to control the outcome. You're trying to control everything. But God wants you to learn to be content and trust and actually listen for His voice and what He wants you to do now. So have all the goals, have the plan, right? But always involve God in everything. Let Him show you the plan that He has for your life, and then reshape your goals according to the vision that He has for you. Seeing other people get breakthrough, other people prayers being answered can cause you to become insecure because you feel like, why is God answering them but not you? It can cause you to doubt God's plan for your life, but in reality, it's not that they're more favored than you. It's just that you're not walking in alignment. You have all the questions like, what if God doesn't answer me? Or what if His plan doesn't align with what I want? And this is where surrender comes in, because what God has for you may not always be your preference, but trust that it would always be the best thing for your life. You might have resistance at first in the beginning, you might have hesitations, but a lot of people find out actually that when they began to fully walk the path that he has set for them, there was nothing more fulfilling, nothing more fruitful and beautiful for their lives, that because the creator of the universe made you, so he knows what is best for each and every one of us. So we want all the explanation. We want God to sit us down and tell us every tiny detail to the T, what the next 20 years is going to look like, every single day, what every single month, every single year of that is going to look like. But faith often means walking without knowing when things are going to happen or how. So this is my encouragement for you to give up control and let God lead your life. Stop leading yourself. Surrender more to the Lord. Work with what is in your hands and nurture the garden that you are currently being planted in.